Hi everyone, it's Sue. I'm here today for Clear Black Creations design team project. I've just printed off quite a few of my favourite kits from Clear Black's Etsy store. Now I'll put all the details down below. So I'm just going to quickly show you these. These are the summer labels #1. I just love them. So they're really lovely. So you get 3 sheets in that one. This is the paint bubbles, I think it's called, or coffee bubbles. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I'll put it down below. But it's got all these really lovely pages with different colours in there. Now I've printed all these on, I think from memory it's 200 GSM cardstock, and you'll see why soon. Now this is my all-time favorite kit. This is the Nostalgia Labels kit, and I use this all the time. So I have printed this kit off I don't know how many times, and I've shrunk it down. This is printed out the exact size that you get it when you purchase it, and I've shrunk it down to 50%, 60%, 75% before. It's so versatile. But yes, this is the full size. This is the size that you actually get it in. I've got it all upside down. Anyway, you get the idea. And it's huge. There's so many pages in this kit, so really good value. I'm just trying to quickly show you. Making a mess of it. So that is really versatile. Now this is the insect labels kit. So this is the 100% printout. Once again, another amazing kit. Oops, and then this is the same insect labels kit, but I've printed it out in 75%. So you've got some really, gives you some really tiny, lovely little labels there. Okay, and the Polaroid birds, which is really lovely as well. So this all started from mainly this kit here. I was looking at this kit and I thought I want to make a pocket somehow out of this, and I think I'm just going to cut these Polaroids a little bit bigger and maybe do some collage around the frame. So we'll just have a play together and see what we come up with. I'm hoping to use some of all of these kits. I'm just popping them to the side for the moment, and I'm just going to choose which birds. I'm going to probably work on 2. I think that will take up a reasonable amount of time. Okay. So because I'm going to cut the Polaroids, I'm not going to cut them right on the edge. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger so I can collage them as a frame. I'm going to use these 2 in the middle. I really like this one, but I can't make it bigger because of the imprint there, but that's okay. I can just use that as a normal Polaroid. And then these, I think I'll use these 2 on this one. But we'll just start with these 2 for now. And I'm not even really going to measure. I just want extra frame from this point out. Don't even really know. I think I might just do, I'm just using my line on my board here so that I can cut straight. I think probably about that much. I don't know, that looks about ½ an inch. About ½ an inch. So I'm just going to cut away that piece, and I'm just going to tip this around and cut ½ an inch to the other side. And if it's not exact, it doesn't matter. Let's do about that. Okay, and then I'm just going to think cut just a little bit above that one. And they're both not exactly the same, but that doesn't matter. So we're going to work with that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut out the image out of the center of the Polaroid. All right, so we've got 2 frames. My thinking is that I want to make them pockets. I'm not sure whether I actually said that. And so I'll be making a sheet on the back where I thought I would use these, the bubble papers. I'm just not sure whether, I think I'm going to use these so that they show at the back. I may even, I could probably print the other side as well. So I've got both sides with some colour on them. I might actually go and do that just so that I cover my bases. I've printed front and back on a few of these sheets. And the main reason I've just done that is so that when I do a backing, it leaves my options open. So what I'm going to do is hoping to collage around this frame here, around this, and then I'm going to back it with another piece of card. And this will actually, the image of the bird will be glued back in there. I'm going to have some acetate in the front here, and it will become a pocket. So whatever we put in there, when you take it out, you'll see the beautiful birds in the background. And I'm just doing this on this side, on the both sides, just to sort of, so I don't have to worry about covering up any white with ink or stenciling, that sort of thing. And then it gives me the options to use this as a flip or just clipped into a journal. But then if I want to glue it down, I can as well. It just gives me a few options, that's all. All right, so I'm just going to put them to the side, and I'm going to start, what I might do is I might just ink around the inside of here at the moment, just in case any labels or anything don't go right to the edge. I'll probably come back in and ink again anyway. But I'll just do this a little bit to begin with. So my thinking was to cut up some of these labels and use them as for the collage around the frame. So I'm thinking that I want to use maybe some plain ones to start with. So we'll use, maybe even I could use those with a little bit of fancy work on them. Yeah, okay, we'll start with those. And then let me have a look in the summer labels. What have I done with those? Okay, so we might use some of these and some of the insect ones as well. So I'm just going to cut a few of these out, and then we'll start collaging. Okay, so I've cut out some labels. I've cut out the labels with the straight edges first. I thought we'll start with those, and then we can come in with some oval shapes later on. I'm probably going to need more than what I've got here, but we'll start with that. And I am going to ink around each one just to get rid of that white edge. And I'll be cutting them off, but we will reuse the pieces that we cut off on another one. So I'm going to do 2 at a time, just because I'll use the offcuts of one label on the other. I hope that makes sense. And then I was thinking I do want to put just a small divot in here so it's easier to get out whatever we put in there. But I'm going to wait until I've strengthened that a bit with adding labels and that type of thing on. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly ink around these that I've cut out, and then we'll start layering. Okay, so you can see here I've cut out some larger labels as well, and with a bit of colour. So I decided I wanted to give myself the option of a bit of colour underneath as well, other than just the neutrals. And we'll start with the larger pieces first, and then we can just add smaller pieces as we go. Now, I haven't really thought about this too much, so I'm just going to glue away. I'll be sewing around the inside and the outside of this as well. So I'm just going to use a glue stick to get some things down, and then I can always go in with some liquid glue after if anything's lifting. But as I said, everything will be layering over top of bits and pieces here. And then I'm just going to tip it over and cut off the excess. So I'll probably speed up the video here and just do a bit of collaging around these, and you'll just see they'll start coming together. For the most part, I've covered up that frame with the base, and then I'm going to come back in now with some of these smaller tags, and you can see the little bits here that I haven't covered up. So I'm just going to come in and just build that up, you know, whether it can be a label going that way, you can put it this way. And really there's just no rules. So we're just going to come back in here now, and we're going to cover up those little bits that I've missed with these other cute little labels. So I'll go and do that now. Okay, so I have covered over all the bits that were showing. No, I haven't. I've missed a bit here. I'm just not sure. I'll just cut this label and then I'll add that here. So there's some gaps. I didn't want to add too many more labels because it was just covering up label upon label. So what I thought I might even do is add the acetate. Now you'll see here I've got a couple of labels sticking into the frame. I'm quite happy with that. I think that just sort of gives it a little bit more dimension. I've only got the one here. You can see there. So I think I might just add the acetate in here and then sew around the inside. I'm actually thinking I might not sew around the inside of here because I've got these labels and that sticking onto the inside. I might just add the acetate and then sew around the outside. I'll get the acetate and we'll go from there. I've actually got some coffee dyed tracing paper here, which I think I like better than using clear acetate. So I think I'm going to actually use that because you can still see the images behind them. Just gives it a little bit more of a vintage feel. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue that right to the edge because I'm going to not sew around the inside here, but I will sew around the outside. So I'm just going to glue that down. So just glue that down and then I'll trim them down. I love how that looks there. All right, I'm loving that. I think that's really sort of added to that. I'm going to add, I think, I'm going to work out the pocket back and where I need to add these images. So I'm just going to grab I'm just going to make a pencil mark around the edge here. And I'm just going to slot this in here and try and work out where it needs to sit. I probably should have done this before I glued the acetate in so that I could just do a frame, a pencil frame. All right, so that's pretty much where that's got to be glued. So I'm going to glue that in place as best I can. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this outside. I'm just going to actually cut it a little bit outside the pencil marks that I made because I can trim it down just so I can get it placed more square. Right, so that's that one, and I may as well do this one while I'm going. here. And we just need to make sure that we glue the top part of this really well, because we don't want anything that's going to be put in and out of the pocket getting caught on that top part. So I'll just glue the bottom down first, and then we'll come from the top. Okay, and I'll just cut that out as well. So you can see the reasoning as to why I did it double-sided, just so that this isn't pure white. That looks really crooked, but anyway, just so this isn't pure white. And then I wasn't sure whether I want to actually glue this pocket into a journal, or whether I want to make it as a flip, or whether I just want to pin it in. So that was my way of thinking there. Okay, so we've got that like that. I'm going to sew, because I don't want to sew the pocket closed, I'm going to go and sew the top of this first. And I did want to, if I can, put a tiny little divot in there. I don't even know whether that's going to make whether it's really going to matter too much, but so I've just got a little divot in there now. I'm just going to ink the top of that. And I'll do a divot in this one as well. And I'm just going to sew across the top on both of these. Then I'm going to glue 3 sides down, and then I'm going to sew all around there. Okay, I'll be back. So basically we have our pocket. I'm thinking I want to add maybe just some very light stamping or something just in a few places. We could even go back in and we could look at adding some more labels, some more colour. I don't know, I don't want to. I'm quite enjoying the way that it's looking. Actually, I don't mind that ladybug there, so we might glue that down. Just for a bit of colour. And I might just grab a stamp and just do a little bit of stamping. I'm just trying to find my stamping block. I've got such a mess here. So it's just a little bit of script. I just want a piece of paper. Just to see how this stamps. I haven't used this one before. Okay. Maybe if I do it, stamp it first and then just do it very lightly. Just something like that. So it just takes away that plainness there, and I might just do some here. Okay, I'm happier with that. And really I just need some here and here. It's just really, really subtle. What have I got to put in there just to show you? So I will make obviously tags or journaling cards to go in there, the right size. But there we have a couple of pockets. So they were fun, just using some labels. As I said, I've backed them. I will ink around the edges as well. And I don't know, not sure whether I'm going to just have them as floating pockets, whether I will use them as flips, or whether I will just pin them in, clip them into a journal. I think I will make my mind up once I actually go to use them in a journal. So I'll just stand up and show you. So that's, and then you can see the image of the bird Polaroid underneath. I'm quite happy with that. And then that's the other one. So yeah, I will make something to actually fit in there. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. It's just a matter of placing things to what suits you. It's a little bits and piecey, but I love it. I may even add, you know, some oval over here when I get it to go into a journal, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with how they've turned out. So that's my design team project for this month for Clee Black Creation. Brygida does have a YouTube channel as well. Head over, she does some amazing things with jelly prints. And a lot of her digitals come from her jelly prints. So head over and check out her YouTube channel as well as her Etsy store. I'll put all the links down below. All right, guys, take care. And until next time, I hope you get a little bit of creative time in. See you soon. Bye-bye.